Hey everyone, it's The Whole Truth here. If you don't follow me or haven't heard of me before, basically I run an Instamum gossip page that keeps up with the daily drama that's happening within the Instamum community. My page is a place where everyone can submit updates and freely voice their opinions. So today's video is about Jenn Abma, her ex-boyfriend Spencer, and their little baby girl Emery. So just a super quick background story for those who don't know who Jenn is. Jenn has given birth to 4 baby girls: Annalise, Anastasia, Ariel, and Emery. Annalise was born with her intestines on the outside of her body, so she had an operation to rectify this. And she did seem to be thriving, although at 7 months she did pass away, and Jenn claims this to be because of the negligence of the hospital. Now, Anastasia was also sick as a baby. I'm not sure what was actually wrong with Anastasia, but there are pictures of her as a baby in the hospital, and I believe Jenn claimed that she was also having seizures. And Anastasia is also the baby that suffered from a heat stroke. And if you haven't heard that story, I recommend to go to the Whole Truth recap video number 2, because I do outline it on that video. Now, Ariel is the 3rd baby girl, and according to Jenn, she was also suffering from seizures. However, about a year ago, her biological father took custody of her, and he claims that there is nothing wrong with Ariel at all. She has no issues. So Jenn was saying she was having seizures and issues with her blood sugars being low. But since she's been with her dad, she's had no health issues whatsoever. Then we have baby Emery, and according to Jenn, baby Emery was born with a collapsed esophagus, and this was only just discovered one day when everything went wrong and she had to take baby to the hospital, who almost died in front of her, and was taken to the hospital, put on life support, and they were very, very worried the baby was going to die. And this is where everyone gets super confused, because we go from seeing this post where she's saying a baby is completely reliant on life support to seeing a baby only hours later who is doing fine, like perfectly fine. So then today I did a live on the TWT2 page, and everybody that was following that live was mind blown, because Spencer came on and he actually confirmed to us that she was never on life support. Those pictures were actually taken of baby Emery minutes before she went into surgery. So she was put on a breathing tube for her surgery, and Jenn has taken that picture and made out like her baby is completely reliant on life support. So that's crazy to me, like just so crazy. And although we knew none of this was true about the cancer, Spencer did confirm that Jenn has actually never had cancer, that was also a made-up story. And I did want to confirm that yes, Spencer does have custody of baby Emery now. So I'm really, really happy to hear about that. I cannot tell you how much hours of sleep I lost over this little baby, but I'm so pleased to see that Spencer's stepping up and taking care of her. It's just amazing to see. Like I did say on my TWT page before, I did feel bad for Jenn because she was blindsided, and people were saying, what do you mean by blindsided? So what I mean by that was basically Jenn didn't know that she was actually losing custody. So it had been a long time coming. Spencer in those days had been speaking to his lawyer and had been working with social services who had an open investigation against Jenn. Now don't quote me from this because this is secondhand information, but basically Jenn was ordered by the courts to give Spencer an overnight visit to have Emery for the night. And in the background, Spencer had been working with his lawyer and with social services trying to get custody of the baby. So what they did was they told Jenn that she was giving an overnight visit to Spencer, and Spencer was basically instructed not to return Emery to Jenn. And I can totally understand why they've chosen to do it this way. And I think all of it just revolves around the safety of Emery, because Jenn could be told that she's losing custody of Emery, and out of spite she could harm her or do something to her. I don't know. I mean, it's a really hard call, because Jenn she's not in the right state of mind. And even this, you can see, I'll post a video right now of Jenn partying just the day after she's lost Emery. So I'm just going to leave you guys with this cute picture of baby Emery and her dad Spencer. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that left kind words on the TWT2 page for Spencer when it was announced that he now has custody of baby Emery. I'm sure he's feeling super overwhelmed and second guessing himself at the moment, but we think you're doing an amazing job.